Okay, here we go. Perfumes I wear. I should have actually put these in order before I had started the video, but it's been an interesting week, and I know I haven't done this in a few weeks, and simply for the sole reason of I wasn't inspired to. I started off with that fougere theme the first week, and it didn't go so well. You know, the first day I didn't enjoy it at all, so I scrapped the whole fougere thing. Last week, the same thing, I wasn't inspired, so I kind of scrapped the whole pick 5 perfumes, you know, the week before, and then from those 5, I'll randomly choose every morning. Gone. Didn't work out, so now I'm just randomly choosing a new, different perfume every single morning, and I much prefer this system, as I never really know how I'm feeling or what I feel like I want to wear. So I feel like I had a relatively really good week, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna share this. You guys are obviously enjoying these videos. I can see by the numbers, the likes, the views, the comments, and I don't really know what the whole purpose of, you know, this whole fragrance journey is, vlogging and recording and sharing, but somehow there's got to be an end result, and you know, we won't find out until we keep going. But I did get a chance to stop by at the Chanel counter this week, and for those of you that are interested, the red bottles, number 5 and low, won't be available here till November 5th. I'm not sure. The website has them, you know, you can order them now, but the boutique is telling me, like, even if you do go ahead and order, they won't be shipped out till the 5th as well. So I don't know what the whole point of ordering online is. So okay, so I see a lot of these, you know, top 10 perfumes for life videos, and top 10 niche or designer or whatever. And I have to say, if I had to pick one designer for the rest of my life, I think I finally figured it out. For me, it was a big debate between, and I could never really choose. I think I finally made up my mind between Chanel's Egoiste and Dior Homme. Dior Homme would be my absolute number 1 if I can only have one for the rest of my life. I just love everything about this perfume, the way it wears, the way it carries itself, the way it simmers on my skin. Very soft and elegant, not heavy, not intrusive, not cloying, not obnoxious at all. It's very classy and sophisticated and grown up and mature. Everything a fragrance should be for a grown man. Very limited sweetness. It does have unisex features to it. A woman can very easily wear this. I've often thought to myself, you know, if Dior can maintain this level of perfume, this can one day eventually be the male equivalent to Chanel's number 5, just an iconic, timeless perfume. And I'd love to see that one day, hopefully, while I'm still around. You know, decades from now, I can see people talking about this the way we're talking about number 5 today. It definitely deserves that kind of status. So to me, this is it's powdery, it's fruity, it's floral. It's almost crazy to associate Dior Homme with a fruity floral, but you know, it's very evident that they are there. There's a very dominant pear note. There's iris. There's a powdery iris, you know, some leather. The cacao is still in this formula, even though they've taken out most of it from the original. I do have a bottle of the original. It's very dear to my heart. I have so many memories attached to this perfume, especially family-oriented functions. Luca Turin. If I never read Luca Turin, like, he's opened my eyes to something in this perfume in his 5-star glowing review of Dior Homme, and he calls out a tobacco note in the dry down, which I never would have, you know, noticed until I read his sentence. And it's actually led me to pick out tobacco in other perfumes, which I'm going to share with you here. So I can see that kind of dry herbal tobacco in the dry down, and you know, it adds somewhat of, you know, a nuance to this perfume. So I don't know what more I can say. It's just got everything that I'm looking for in a masculine unisex perfume. Love everything about it. I hope, you know, I know Dior's really fucked up a lot of perfumes. I hope that they can maintain this and keep it for our future. Here's one, you know, I often talk about wearing feminine scents. I don't care if perfume's marketed towards women or men or dogs and pigs. It doesn't matter to me as long as, you know, it inspires me and it takes me somewhere. It takes me on a journey, you know. It does things to me that designer perfumes don't do. Here is Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum Intense. I don't think I've spoke of this on my channel. Another fruity, floral. They've kind of amped up the patchouli in this. Very sweet, just like the original. Somehow I think I like the original a little bit better. And only because it wears lighter on me. And I just didn't really feel a whole lot while I wore this. I thought I was gonna like it, but... And again, it's just, I think it's really my first wearing of this. Maybe after a couple more wears, I might enjoy it, but I really felt nothing. And I was a little bit disappointed with this flanker of a flanker. Crazy, eh? Is it a flanker of a flanker? Coco Mademoiselle is a flanker of Coco. And this is a flanker of Coco Mademoiselle. Crazy. Now we're doing flankers of flankers. What's next? So here's another sweet women's perfume, which I didn't think I was going to like as much as I did, and I really enjoyed this. My wife's gone through, this is one of her signature scents, is the Eau de Toilette. She's gone through a complete bottle already, and she's like 75% done of her second bottle of Dior's Hypnotic Poison. This is the Eau de Parfum, and for whatever reason, this is nearly impossible to find in Canada. You can't find it in the retailers. Dior doesn't even have a boutique, like a standalone boutique in Canada. You can get some of the privies at Saks, but this, I ran into this at a discount shop and I picked it up almost immediately, as I thought, if I don't get it now, I will never see it again unless I, you know, find it traveling abroad. But yeah, so I did enjoy this, even though it has like a lot of sweetness in the opening. It's got that licorice red berry touch to it, and it is a lot darker than the original, as you can see with the really dark bottle color here. It does have some masculine vibes to this to offset kind of that femininity. It's very smoky in the opening, some incense, and again, tobacco. I was able to pick out the tobacco. And then when I wore it to work, a coworker asked me, he's like, "You smell like tobacco. Like, what are you wearing?" So, you know, I'm not crazy. Somebody else had noticed it as well. So it's got, you know, masculine versus feminine, you know, what they classify as masculine and feminine, they, the devil, they. But definitely, you know, a very well composed, well constructed perfume. Got a little bit powdery on me in the end and towards the dry down. It had a really nice, dry, creamy sandalwood accord going. Really enjoyed it. Gorgeous. Do not regret this. This is a complete blind buy. Never had smelt it before, but really loving it. I think I actually preferred the Eau de Parfum to the EDT. Okay, one of my favorite brands from one of my favorite perfumers who gifted us this, you know, right towards the end of his retirement. This is Cuir d'Ange, Angel Skin, a leather-based perfume, kind of inspired by Hermes leather goods. So apparently Jean-Claude Elena would go down into the Hermes vault. You know, he was going down there for 10 years or plus, just studying the Hermes leather, the handbags, the gloves, before he had actually come up with this. And however long he took, you know, it was totally worth it. This is one of my favorite leathers in my entire collection. Leather and patchouli are two of my favorite notes. This is spicy, dry florals. It's got earth tones to it. It's got that earthy, rooty orris, iris thing going on, which kind of leads into the leather accord. The leather's got a lot of birch. It's dry, spicy birch. I can definitely see like a Birkin bag from this, you know, the inside of a Birkin bag. It's just very high class, high quality, raw, animalic, sultry, very salty as well. So it's a Cuir. It's very true to its name, Cuir. And I love that, you know. I always find a Cuir should be raw and salty. A couple weeks ago, I talked about YSL's exclusive Cuir, which is not so much, you know, it's that dry, raw, salty accord. It's more of a trendy leather based upon, you know, dry, synthetic, woody aromas, which is kind of gross, actually. It's very trendy, you know, within 5 years, nobody will be talking about it. This is a timeless classic. This will be, you know, people will begin talking about this like Knizia 10, 50 years from now. It's definitely going to hold its place in, you know, in all-time greatest leather conversations. You know, it's just definitely a gift from Jean-Claude Ellena to us. Okay, and the last but not least, I told you how much I love patchouli. The first time I smelt this perfume, I did not love it. I actually despised it. I thought it was god-awful. I was with Christo. We kind of sprayed it on a blotter, and we were both like, ugh, it's just like dry, synthetic, woody, chemical aromas that you see so much in today's designer perfumes. But how wrong I was. And, you know, this is a testament to don't judge a perfume by its cover. Perfumes do need skin time. They need to develop. Trying a perfume or even reviewing a perfume from a blotter doesn't do it any justice. Doesn't matter what perfume it is. If you want to review a perfume, please give it some skin time. Let it simmer, let it develop, wear it. To me, it does have a lot of dry synthetic qualities to it, but it's a perfume built on synthetic materials, and it just kind of shows, and I'm feeling like we're gonna see a whole lot more of this, quite possibly due to IRFA regulations, restrictions, whatever, kind of that classical, traditional French style of perfume might be, you know, on its way out, and we're going to be seeing a lot more things like this due to the restriction of naturals. But, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, because this is a gorgeous perfume. The synthetics don't smell cheap at all. It actually smells great, but, you know, you can obviously pick them out on a blotter. So this is all about patchouli, and it's patchouli extracted, you know, through 3 different processes. So it's patchouli to the highest of qualities. It's very clean patchouli, but there's other nuances in here that, you know, lead to some dirtiness. There's some vanilla, a leather accord, a nice rum note in the opening. It's a very strong perfume. Oh, very woody, you know, woods, patchouli, leather, amber, very ambery, could get quite powdery, and vanilla. A very masculine patchouli. Patchouli's quite scratchy. You know, it's that patchouli that I love. It's got maybe a little bit of green, but this does kind of remind me of some other patchoulis. You know, not that it smells identical to, don't get me wrong, but Patchouli 24 by Le Labo. Maybe even Comme des Garçons Black. There's something in here that reminds me, maybe it's just the color that I see. This is very dark and smoky, almost gothic and sinister. I see a lot of comparisons to Portrait of a Lady. I don't get that at all. 2 completely different perfumes. Yes, they're both built on accords of patchouli, but, you know, very different nuances. Very dark, smoky, gothic, you know, great masculine perfume. Not that a woman can't wear it. She obviously can. A woman can wear whatever she likes. So last year was doing some sniffing with Christo and came across the Bottega Veneta line. and there was a couple of Pour Hommes that stood out to me. I know one of my viewers, Rob Perricone, he had commented, please check out Bottega Veneta, Pour Homme. There's 3 of them. There's the EDT, the EDP, the Extreme, and the Parfum. I think he was talking about the Parfum. The one that I originally had caught my attention was the EDT, the original Pour Homme. I know there's a lot of complaints about the performance lacking. To me, I have no issues. I love those very light, airy, transparent, weightless compositions. That's totally my thing. I don't want my perfume to announce my entrance. I like those effortless things that just kind of waft on me. I have no problem smelling these. I don't know what the deal is with these perfumes, but the biggest complaint is nobody can smell them. You know, I can lay in bed and I'm not even moving and just sitting there, and I can, you know, I'm breathing this in, I can smell it nonstop. So I don't have any issues with those, but the one that stood out to me the most is the Bottega Veneta Eau de Parfum for women. And this is a leather-based perfume, which I picked up. And I never even really worn it. I just know I'm a huge fan of leather, and I felt like they were high quality, even though they're the designer. Bottega Veneta is a designer that's just getting into perfume now. And I guess they specialize in leather goods, leather luxury goods like handbags and gloves and stuff like that. But really nice bottle. Kind of remind me of the you know, the Le Labo bottles. I think the Le Labo are just a little bit nicer, just the way they're. Well, this one's not bad, but the men's is kind of longer and it just doesn't look like it's in place, especially with the wording of Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. But yeah, this one's really nice. It's really soft and discreet, just kind of like the way I like my perfumes. I'm kind of thinking, like I said, I've never really worn it, but I'm kind of thinking it's going to be something in between Guerlain's Cuir Beluga and Cuir d'Ange, Hermes's Cuir d'Ange. At least that's what I'm hoping for. You know, I'd love to see something like that. Cuir Beluga and Cuir d'Ange. Something in between, I would be ecstatic with that. Anyway, it's very light, like, but I'm sure it's going to develop very nicely. Anyway, that's been my Perfumes I Wear week and a little bit surprise unboxing there in the end. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you wore. I'd love to hear what you guys are wearing. Maybe I can discover something new, just like you can discover something from me. Let's share and learn from each other. And that's it. Tomorrow morning, it's a new day. When you go to perfume yourselves, choose wisely and choose something that matters. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all again very soon.